And Kitsap BlueJackets play game 2 of a three-game series. The Cats scored early and often last night to win 10-0. As Austin Dondeville and Josh Walker combined on a 7-hit shutout. Kitsap has now lost 5 in a row, and the HarbourCats are 1 game back of the BlueJackets in the West Coast League's West Division, which presently is being led by Bellingham. Along with my silent partner, Kevin the Intern, I'm Jay Longpre, and tonight the BlueJackets and the HarbourCats will meet for the 8th time in their 9-game season series. Victoria now leads 4-3. Cats tonight will play in their Canada Day red jerseys, while the BlueJackets remain in their road blues. And it's Matt Cartwright against Greg Merritt tonight in the Battle of the Managers. And a couple of young pitchers will get at it. Jonathan Buckley is going to make his debut for the HarbourCats, a 6'3" right-hander from Chino Hills, California, who will be a freshman at St. Mary's College. So he comes out to the mound right now to take his warm-up tosses, and he'll be opposed by Jake Brewer, who is a 6'5" sophomore at Tacoma Community College. But Brewer is making his first road start in the West Coast League. So a couple of young guys with a lot of adrenaline pumping tonight for sure. And we check the starting lineups, brought to you by Wilson's Transportation, locally owned and operated since 1962 with over 60 vehicles to rent. It's Alex Jr. in left field tonight for Kitsap. Kyle Novak in center field batting second. Jake Scudder is batting third and playing first base, with Brett Bautista, the DH, batting fourth. Aaron Ping moves up to hit fifth and play third base for Kitsap. Spencer Dunlap will be in right field batting sixth. Jack Feasy is the catcher. He's batting seventh. Leo Valenti, the shortstop, will bat eighth, and Jordan Peabody, the second baseman, will hit ninth. Greg Merritt has Chase Lambert playing second base tonight. Austin Gabor in center field. Kevin Collard in the DH spot hitting third. Jackson Thorson returns to catch, batting fourth. Jake Priest is in left field batting fifth. Michael Gretler is in the number 6 spot in the batting order, and he'll play third base, with Torin Goldstein over at first hitting seventh. Scott Jarvis will play shortstop tonight batting eighth. Chris Faulkner, the Victoria product, will be in right field batting ninth, with Jonathan Buckley, the starting pitcher tonight for the HarbourCats. Home plate umpire is Victoria's Chet Moss. Richard Christie from Vancouver is down at third base, and Victoria's Scott Eckert is at first base. The lineups are brought to you by Wilson's Transportation, the official carrier of the Victoria HarbourCats. And Alex Jr., the left-hand batter, will step in. First pitch of the night is taken for a strike. 6:40 your start time here at Royal Athletic Park. Again, another overcast evening. Up on the grass at third is Gretler. Jr. takes low and away for a ball. The count is 1-1 on Jr., who was 0 for 3 last night. He fouls the pitch out of play. We are in the North Park neighborhood, just outside of downtown Victoria, and they're having a street festival, literally just outside of the ballpark. So if you hear music coming in while the players are actually on the field, it's not the music guy running amok here at RAP. It's the festival outside. Actually, the music guy here tonight to take the night off. Kevin the Intern agrees. Junior with a bouncer towards the middle. Lambert to his right. Makes the play. HarbourCats winning 10-0 last night, their first shutout of the season. As Kitsap's woes offensively continue, they have now scored just 18 runs in their last 10 games, and they are 2-8 in their last 10 as Kyle Novak, the center fielder, steps in. Novak was 1 for 4 last night. HarbourCats last evening with 4 in the second and 6 in the third. The pitching and defense took care of the rest. First pitch skips into Thorson for a ball. Buckley and Thorson will be teammates when they get back to college. The catcher, Jackson Thorson, just finished his freshman year, and the pitcher, Buckley, will be a freshman when they get back to school. So they're getting a little extra work together here in the summer season with the count 1-1 on Novak. He'll be a sophomore at Oregon State, 5'9", 180. Novak batting .246. Takes a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's Michael Gretler at third, Scott Jarvis at shortstop, Chase Lambert at second base, and Torrin Goldstein at first, with Jake Priest in left field, Austin Gabor in center field, Chris Faulkner in right field, and Jackson Thorson, the catcher. And a defensive swing by Novak, fooled by the breaking ball, and it's a strikeout for Buckley. His first in the West Coast League. That will bring up Jake Scudder, who is hitting .319. Second on the Blue Jackets with 30 hits. First in doubles with 7, and first in runs scored with 11. Just underway from Sports Traders Diamond. Scudder takes strike 1 from Jonathan Buckley, who is from Chino Hills in California. 6'3", a slender 170. He will fill out as he gets older. That's a good start for a pitcher, though, to be 6'3" coming out of high school. That pitch is down for a ball. One ball, 1 strike on Scudder. Left-hand hitter bats with the bases empty and 2 men out. This is pecked foul, and that will go into the Street Festival beyond the third base side, where the music is coming from. One of 6 games in the West Coast League tonight. Everybody playing on a Tuesday in July, and there's called strike 3 for Scudder. So 2 strikeouts for Jonathan Buckley in his first inning in the West Coast League. HarbourCats are coming up on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com. First inning of tonight's game at Sports Traders Diamond is being brought to you by Alex Burns and Associates. Island investing made easy at VictoriaRealEstate.com. Kitsap Blue Jackets went 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and now Chase Lambert will start off the bottom of the first inning for the HarbourCats, who come into the game at 9-16. Kitsap at 10-15. Blue Jackets 7.5 behind Bellingham, and the HarbourCats 8.5 behind the front-running Bells, the defending champions who have won 6 in a row. First pitch from Jake Brewer is in for a strike. 6'5", 200-pound sophomore at Tacoma Community College. from Sammamish, Washington. A lot of torque on that body. And he's ahead of the count 0-2 on Lambert, a recent addition to the HarbourCats. Lambert is 2 out of 10, but this one is spanked towards the middle. To his left, the shortstop. The throw not in time, however. As Valenti went to his left, didn't field it cleanly, but Lambert was going to be too quick anyway. And that'll be a leadoff single. So all of a sudden, Lambert is 3 out of 11. And Austin Gabor returns to the lineup. Gabor is at .222. 1 home run, 3 runs batted in. Was not in the lineup last night. First pitch from Brewer is too tall, ball 1. Friday night when the HarbourCats played in the 17-inning debacle at Corvallis that they lost 4-3, Gabor was in that game and went 1 for 7. He's basically sat out since. He's had 1 pinch hit appearance. Gets a chance to hop in there tonight against Brewer. Runner goes, and the pitch is hit high near the left field. And that's where Junior is hanging out to make the catch. Lambert gets back to first base, and Kevin Collard will come up. Collard batting .280. Leads the HarbourCats at 21 hits and 4 doubles. Also leads with 4 home runs and 17 runs batted in. Collard was 0 for 5 last night in the 10-0 win. One of the few HarbourCats that had a good night at the plate. The pitch from Brewer is taken for a ball. Brewer has made 3 previous starts in the West Coast League this summer. 1 against the HarbourCats. But his last start was against Kelowna on Canada Day. Went 4 innings, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, and had a season-high 6 walks. His previous start on June 24th against the HarbourCats was a 6-2 win in Bremerton. And he was outstanding that day, giving up just 1 run on 6 hits. Collard fouls a pitch out of play. Back on June 12th, Brewer was beaten by Cowlett 6-1. He gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. This is his first start on the road, so his routine a little bit different. And we'll see how he reacts as Collard bounces one that hops over the head of the second baseman Peabody. That's a base hit. Lambert is headed for third. He'll make it there as the throw is cut off, and it's HarbourCats on the corners here in the first inning as Collard comes up with a base hit.
Now batting the catcher from St. Mary's College, number 28,
Jackson Thorson now to the plate. Leading the HarbourCats with a .313 average. And second to Collard and RBI with 16. If Jackson Thorson is nothing, he is consistent, hitting .313 here with the HarbourCats in 21 games. And in his first season at St. Mary's College this spring, he hit .313. One man out. Kitsap at double play depth, and the first pitch is fouled off the foot of the HarbourCats catcher. No score, bottom of the first inning. Wind blowing out towards left field. HarbourCats with 15 home runs in 25 games. They got one from A.J. Alcantara last night, and Alcantara was in the starting lineup originally this evening, but then came down with an undisclosed injury. So he was replaced by Jake Priest in left field.
Lambert takes the lead over third, Kevin Collard at first base.
The pitch of ball to Thorson, who was 0 for 1 in a pinch hit appearance on Sunday in Corvallis. His last start was on Friday night in Corvallis, and he was 1 for 6. Runners at first and third with 1 man out. Brewer's pitch has popped up on the infield. No RBI this time for Thorson. There's the catch is made by Aaron Ping in foul territory. So with 2 men out, it will come down to Jake Priest. See if the HarbourCats can get on the board here in the first inning.
41, Jake Priest.
Cats are 6 and 7 here at home, just 3 and 9 on the road. When they score first, they are 7 and 4. If the opponent scores first, the HarbourCats are 2 and 12. So it doesn't seem like much here in the first inning, but it may turn out to be a big at bat for Jake Priest, who takes a ball high and away. Due to be a freshman at UCLA along with Scott Jarvis this fall. The pitch from Brewer is grounded to third. Ping off the chest to the hand and across in time. 2 left in the first. No score after 1 inning on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com.
There you go. Hey, you leave these over there?
No score after 1 inning of play. And Jonathan Buckley's first pitch at the top of the second to Brett Bautista is high for a ball. Left-hand batter, Bautista leading the Blue Jackets with a .344 average and 33 hits. 10 RBI, he takes down and away for a ball. From Granite Bay, California, there's a strike from Buckley. Making his West Coast League debut, and he's come out firing. He struck out 2 of the first 3 men he faced in the top of the first. Swing and a miss. He blew that fastball right by Bautista. Aaron Ping is on deck, and then Spencer Dunlap in the top of the second for the Blue Jackets with no score in the ballgame. That's on the outside corner, said Chet Mass. That's 3 strikeouts. Aaron Ping now to the plate. Second inning brought to you by the Alzheimer's Society of BC. A gift to honor a life and all of its memories. For more information, go to www.alzheimerbc.org. And this message made possible by Lisco Irrigation and Landscaping. Ping is batting .259 with 5 runs batted in. First pitch is downstairs for a ball. Buckley at 6'3". He's got himself in a groove with the 3 Ks. He's looking to work quickly. And the pitch hit towards the middle and through into center field for a base hit. So Buckley will work out of the stretch for the first time.
And that's the right fielder, number 25, Spencer Dunlap.
Spencer Dunlap made a pinch hit appearance last night and struck out as Kitsap was beaten 10-0. They've lost 5 in a row. And they've dropped 8 of their last 10. And this is hit well but fouled on the left field side. Unfortunately, the Blue Jackets are going to show up in Who's Hot and Who's Not, which is brought to you by Freedom 55. Freedom today, freedom tomorrow, advice that works for you. But we'll get to the hot first. HarbourCats fans stay hot. 13 straight games this year of over 1,000 fans per game. Walked the tightrope last night, 1,034 the attendance. There's a broken bat line drive right back to Buckley, and they'll double up Bautista, and we'll get to the rest of Who's Hot and Who's Not besides Jonathan Buckley, who is smoking hot through 2 innings. On Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com. Torrin Goldstein and Scott Jarvis scheduled a hit for the HarbourCats against right-hander Jake Brewer, all 6'5" and 200 pounds of him. The pitch to Gretler. No back. Couple of steps back. And it's a can of corn for the first out of the second inning. My silent partner Kevin the intern was asking about a trivia question just moments ago. That could be one for down the road. Where does the term can of corn come from? Without Googling. No, you have no hope without Googling. There is a base hit for Torrin Goldstein. Should I just put you out of your misery right now, Kevin the intern? Okay. So back in the early 1900s, say the 1910s, 1920s, you go to the grocery store and they would have cans of corn in the grocery store. And if a lady needed some help, then the shopkeeper would get a broom and would reach up and knock the can of corn off the top shelf and then catch it. And then she'd put it in her buggy and off she'd go. For whatever reason, they kept corn on the top shelf. I don't know why. So you knock the corn off the top shelf, you make the catch, it's a can of corn. And now 100 and some years later in baseball, every time you see a lazy fly ball that an outfielder's camped under, it's referred to as a can of corn. There is your baseball lesson for tonight. And that's not even sponsored, that's a free one right there. That's just... Here's a pop-up from Scott Jarvis that will land in the bleachers. No score, bottom of the second inning. HarbourCats and the Blue Jackets, second of 3 here in Victoria. They'll play again tomorrow night at 6:35. And that's the last time they'll see each other. Right now, the HarbourCats lead the series 4-3, and they've outscored the Blue Jackets 36-26. Thanks to their 10-0 win last night. The pitch by Brewer is high for a ball. Who's hot and who's not, brought to you by Freedom 55. We mentioned the HarbourCats fans, 13 straight games of over 1,000 this year and leading the league at over 1,800 fans a game. But how about Cooper Hummel of Bend? He has hits in 15 of 16 games. He has 10 multi-hit games. He has 28 hits in his last 15 games. And for this season for the Bend Elks, Hummel has hits in 23 of 25 games, and he leads the league batting .398. Breaking ball bounces away from the catcher, and that'll allow Goldstein to move into second base on the wild pitch. Feasy did all he could to get in front of it, but it skipped off to his right. Runner at second base with one man out in the bottom of the second, no score. With Scott Jarvis batting. Jarvis played second base last night and was 1 for 4 at the plate. Brewer's pitch, foul straight back. Also hot, brought in by Freedom 55. How about the Blue Jays fans for getting Josh Donaldson into a starting spot, which he deserved. But they broke a record for the most votes. And a couple of weeks ago, he was not in the starting lineup at all, as Jarvis somehow kept that ball fair. And Ping will throw him out. Jarvis was almost hit by that pitch. Goldstein has to stay at second, and now there's 2 men out for Chris Faulkner from Lambert Park High School and Salt Lake Community College.
Chris Faulkner.
So Donaldson gets to start in the All-Star game next week in Cincinnati with the most votes ever. So nice job by Blue Jays Nation getting the right guy into the game as Faulkner takes a strike. No offense to the Vancouver people who love Brett Laurie, but that may go down as one of the greatest trades in Blue Jays history. What a steal for Josh Donaldson. The man is a beast. The pitch on the way to Faulkner from Brewer. Waved at and missed. Faulkner is batting .245. 4 runs batted in. Runner at second base with 2 men out. The 0-2 pitch from Jake Brewer. This is in the air to left field. Junior was playing shallow, and this one is going to get back, but Junior runs it down and makes a nice running catch. Faulkner nearly beat him to left, but instead a runner is left on base for the HarbourCats, and there is no score after 2 innings on Shot TV and HarbourCats.com. Against Jonathan Buckley. Swing and a miss by VC. VC is at 194 with 2 runs batted in. Another breaking ball, and it's waved out and missed. Buckley already with 3 strikeouts. He's faced 6 batters. Aaron Ping did have a base hit But Spencer Dunlap lined right back to Buckley for a double play that ended the second inning. This is popped up and will find the seats on the first base side. Third inning brought to you by Sports Traders. Spring into savings with Rawlings gloves at Sports Traders on Discovery Street. And as we applauded the Blue Jays fans for voting in Josh Donaldson to the All-Star game, it'll move us to the Freedom 55 not hot portion, with VC taking a ball, and it's 1-2. Well, Kitsap's offense not hot at the moment. 18 runs in 10 games, and they have lost 8 of their last 10. The appeal is denied on the check swing. Scott Eckert at first base says he did not go around, so it is 2-2. Lack of support is the theme today for not hot, and that's well hit by VC, and that will send Gabor all the way to the center field fence to pick up the ball. It's a double for Jack VC. So for a team that's struggling to score runs, that's a much needed leadoff two-bagger from VC, who will play at San Jose State, and Leo Valenti will come to the plate. Kitsap with just 18 runs in 10 games after getting shut out last night. Klamath Falls on the other side, no support. Well, no stopping the other team from scoring. The Gems average 7 runs a game against, an ERA of 5.96 and 37 unearned runs thus far. So their offense has to score 8 on average just to give the Gems a chance to win. As Valenti takes high for a ball. And again, I think we mentioned this very early, but not hot, the schedule maker. There's a weak team, unfortunately, for Klamath Falls and their fans. They give up 7 runs a game, and they make no appearance in Victoria this year. So the Cats fans don't get to see HarbourCats hit against Klamath Falls. This pitch is fouled out of play. And as far as support goes, well, we hope that Klamath Falls and Bremerton and those surrounding areas can help out their ownership and their players, because right now those two franchises combined average 1,067 a game. That's combined. That would be 6th in the league. They got some good players there. Here's a good bunt by Valenti. And Buckley gets to it and underhands to Goldstein. Nice athleticism there by the pitcher, Jonathan Buckley. So Valenti, who I believe was probably bunting for a base hit there, but he'll get credit for a sacrifice as it moves the runner up to third with 1 out, and Jordan Peabody will be the hitter. So that's who's hot and who's not by Freedom 55. Freedom today, freedom tomorrow. And the pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Thorson. Peabody was 0 for 2 last night. He did reach twice. He walked and was hit by a pitch, and he takes a strike from Jonathan Buckley. There is no score. We are on the top of the third. Infield is in all the way around, and that breaking ball is in for a strike. Buckley at high school in Chino Hills, 51 innings and 50 strikeouts. Peabody with a foul to play. He stays alive at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Buckley won 5 games, and in 51 innings walked just 17 with an ERA of 3.87. Outfield is very shallow. They don't expect Peabody to do much against Buckley. The pitch. Oh, and it gets away from Thorson. Oh, and they hesitate at third base. VC did not come home, and that's what happens to a team when you're struggling to score. They get tentative and are afraid to make an out. Instead of being aggressive, it's one of the toughest things for a manager when a team loses its aggressiveness. So a break for the HarbourCats. It's still 0-0 in the third. The 2-2 pitch is low for a ball. A full count as Gretler, Jarvis, Lambert, and Goldstein are up all the way around the infield from third to first. The center fielder Austin Gabor is very shallow. Faulkner, who has a very strong arm, shallow in right field, and a little bit deeper in left is Jake Priest. Now the pitch from Buckley, and that is also low. So Peabody will take a walk, and it's first and third with one out for Kitsap in the top of the third with no score. Back to the top of the order we go. Alex Jr., who grounded to second his first time, will step in. Jackson Thorson flashing the signs to the infield is now the shortstop Jarvis, and the second baseman Lambert will back up into double play depth. While Gretler at third and Goldstein at first will stay tight on the corners. One man out. Buckley in his first jam of his West Coast League career, and here's a bunt. It's going to be fielded by Lambert at second. He'll flip to Goldstein, but not in time. It's an infield single for Junior. Kitsap have a 1-0 lead. Jack Vesey scores from third. He had to hesitate as that ball was bunted in the air. If Goldstein was able to go over and catch it, or Lambert, there was another potential double play for the HarbourCats, but it found the safe spot. And because Goldstein went to catch the ball, and it wasn't high enough for Buckley to get to first base, Lambert had to wait for Goldstein to get back to the bag. And instead it's an RBI single for Junior. He now has 3 RBI in the year. 1-0 for Kitsap. Runners at first and second with one man out. Kyle Novak, the hitter. This is bounced towards third, but it will hop foul. So now you go back to sabermetrics, and the HarbourCats 7-4 when they score first. You wouldn't think in baseball, being a 9-inning game, a 3-hour plus affair, who cares if you score first? Well, they're 7-4 when they do, and 2-12 when they don't. So we'll see if they can turn that around here tonight. The pitch from Buckley is a ball. Chet shaking his head. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
We'll head to Corvallis, Oregon. The first of a 3-game series for Corvallis Knights.
1-1 the count on Novak. Runners at first and second for Kitsap. In the top of the third, they have taken the lead 1-0. This pitch is low, blocked by Thorson.
And for some reason, the West Coast League put BlueJackets on a no-day off on Thursday schedule. Every other team in the league, aside from Corvallis, Kitsap, have that day off.
Again, the outfield shallow in center and in right for the HarbourCats. Infield at double play depth. This breaking ball is in for a strike. Novak struck out in the first inning. One of 3 Ks already for Jonathan Buckley, making his West Coast League debut. Novak is now 1 for 5 in the series. Novak came into the game batting .246 with 8 runs batted in. The 2-2 pitch on the way from Buckley with 2 on and 1 out. Strike 3 called, and Novak has struck out for the second time tonight, and it's twice on a pitch on the inside edge. So he's just not seeing the ball well out of the hand right now of Buckley. So 2-man out for the dangerous Jake Scudder, leading the team with 30 hits and 7 doubles, second on the team with 12 RBI. Scudder struck out to end the first inning. 1-0 for Kitsap. Peabody at second, Junior at first. First pitch is low for a ball. Jonathan Buckley at 6'2", 182 pounds. Made 13 appearances in high school baseball this year at Chino Hills in California. The 1-0 pitch to Scudder is high and away. Runners at first and second with 2 men out. The 2-0 pitch to Scudder. That's very high, ball 3. Brett Bautista would be next for Kitsap if Scudder can keep the inning going. They've got to run home here in the top of the third to take a 1-0 lead. Outfielder's straight away for Scudder. Infield is back. That pitch is low and inside for a ball. So now the Blue Jackets have the bases loaded with 2 men out. Brett Bautista, who struck out his first time, will step in. Bautista has made the most appearances for the Blue Jackets. He's in his 26th game, and this is game number 26 for the Blue Jackets. He's the only member of Kitsap that's played in every game. As Alec Adome comes out to talk to his youngster, making his West Coast League debut. No activity as of yet in the bullpen for the Blue Jackets, or for the HarbourCats. Same 2 teams tomorrow night, 6:35 start. And then a 6-game road trip for the HarbourCats, which will start in Klamath Falls. And then the Cats will return home to begin another homestand. Bases loaded, quick trip to the mound by Adome. Jonathan Buckley to face Brett Bautista. And there is a strike. Kelowna beat Klamath Falls last night 7-6. Medford over Corvallis 4-2. Bellingham beat Cowlitz 5-2. Yakima defeated Walla Walla 12-8. And Bend was a 7-2 winner over Wenatchee. And those series all continue this evening as Bautista takes a breaking ball for a strike, and he is down in the count 0-2 with the bases loaded and 2 men out. A run home for the Blue Jackets. The pitch by Buckley. Popped up, left field, wind taking it back near the warning track, but room for Jake Priest to make the catch that ends the inning. A lot of work for 1 run. A couple of hits, a couple of walks, and 3 men left. 1-0 for Kitsap as we move to the bottom of the third on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com.
All right, fans, we got something.
Top of the order in the bottom of the third for the HarbourCats, who trail Kitsap by a score of 1-0. Third inning brought to you by Sports Traders. Spring into savings with Rawlings gloves at Sports Traders on Discovery Street. Chase Lambert had a base hit to lead off the ball game. Right-hand batter facing Jake Brewer. First pitch bounces up to the plate. It's Aaron Ping at third base for Kitsap. Leo Valenti at shortstop. Jordan Peabody is the second baseman. Jake Scudder at first base. Alex Jr. in left field. Kyle Novak in center field. Spencer Dunlop in right. Jack Veazey is the catcher who receives that fastball from Brewer outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Lambert 5'11", 155 from Malibu, and he plays at his hometown school, Pepperdine. Austin Gabor on deck, and then Kevin Collard here in the third. 1-0 for Kitsap. 2-1 the count on Lambert. That one is in tight for a ball. A 3-1 pitch to Lambert. That's down and away for a ball. Leadoff man aboard for the HarbourCats in the bottom of the third, and our league leaders are brought to you by Alex Burns and Associates. Island investing made easy at victoriarealestate.com. Cooper Hummel batting .398, leading the league in batting average now, taking over from his teammate Caden Grenier, who went 0 for 4 in a game and dropped to .390. In fact, he dropped all the way to third in the league in hitting. But Hummel has hit in 23 of 25 games, and only 2 games without a hit. One of them against the HarbourCats on June 14th, as Austin Gabor takes a strike. Gabor flied to left his first time. Tyler Davis of Bend leads the league with 42 hits. His teammate Chris Cavanis of the Elks leads with 33 runs scored. Dan Mayer now of Medford leads in home runs with 8 as Gabor bunts behind home plate in the air, and coming back to make the catch is VC. Kevin Collard will bat with 1 on and 1 out in the third. Tyler Davis of Bend leads the league in RBI with 32. And Aaron Struzma of Bellingham continues to lead in steals with 17. Adam Klein of the BlueJackets has the lowest ERA in the league at 0.66. Doubtful we'll see Klein in this series. Dom Topuzian of the HarbourCats is 6th best in ERA at 1.93. Darian Simmons of Yakima has 34 strikeouts, 1 more than Wenatchee's Hunter Wells. Topuzian of the HarbourCats is 5th with 27 strikeouts as Lambert runs. VC's throw is perfect. Quite an inning for Jack VC. First the pop-up behind home plate, and now the gunning down of Lambert, who attempts to steal. HarbourCats' running game has totally gone into submission here. They were 23 of 26. And now they've stolen 10 and been thrown out 12 times since. As a pop-up to second base will be caught by Peabody, and it turns into a 1-2-3. Third inning. We'll get to the pitching leaders when we come back. In the top of the fourth, with Kitsap ahead 1-0 over the HarbourCats on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com. Sports Traders Diamond. Kitsap, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. HarbourCats, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. Aaron Ping, Spencer Dunlap, and Jack Vesey will come up for the visitors from Bremerton, Washington. And face Jonathan Buckley. First pitch away for ball 1. Ping had a base hit his first time up. He takes low, ball 1. Check that, ball 2. Ping was 1 for 3 last night. He had a double. A 10-0 HarbourCat victory. That one is off the outside edge. It's 3 balls, no strikes. Buckley continues to work quickly. And that's a 4-pitch walk, and Thorson will come right to the mound. Three walks now allowed by Buckley. One nothing for Kitsap in the top of the 4th. Spencer Dunlap lined into a double play as he hit it right back to Buckley, with Ping on the move from first back in the 2nd inning. As we play in the 4th, which is brought to you by Wilson's Transportation with over 90 vehicles to rent, the official carrier of the HarbourCats. Dunlap with a foul out of play. And the league leader is brought to you by Alex Burns and Associates. Island Investing made easy at VictoriaRealEstate.com on the pitching side. Pat McGuff of Bend and Hunter Wells of Wenatchee have 4 wins. Alex Rogers of Victoria with 3. Dom Deposian of the HarbourCats leads in innings pitched at 37 1/3. Rogers is 7th best at 30 1/3. And Nick Wojcicki with 11 appearances, that's the best in the league. He's tied with 2 others coming out of the bullpen for the HarbourCats. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Nick tonight at some point. Looks like there's some activity brewing right now in the HarbourCats bullpen as Zach Bonneau has gone down there with the catching gear on. 1-0 for Kitsap in the top of the 4th. Ping, the runner at first. Dunlap swings and misses. Five strikeouts now. One on with 1 out. Buckley will face Jack Vesey, who doubled and scored the game's only run in the 3rd inning. The center fielder, Austin Gabor, walks a couple of steps towards right center field. That's where Vesey hit the ball last time, and this time he wears one right on the hip. So runners at 1st and 2nd now for Kitsap in the 4th inning with 1 out, and Leo Valenti will come up. He sacrificed his first time up. Valenti batting .208 from Olympia, Washington, and he plays collegiately at Pierce College in Washington State. Runners at 1st and 2nd for the BlueJackets, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Buckley's pitch is popped up on the infield, so this will be an infield fly rule call as Lambert will make the one-hand catch, but the batter was out automatically. So it's up to Jordan Peabody, the second baseman. Gabor in center and Faulkner in right, playing very shallow. This is hit towards the middle. Jarvis bobbles, but he bobbled it right to Lambert, the second baseman. So a fortuitous little bobble that ends the inning. Not pretty, but the HarbourCats will take it. So Kitsap leave 2. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, it's 1-0 for the Blue Jackets on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com.
Trying to find her, sorry.
All right, so you guys are our baseball fans. Everybody's in full Blue Jays regalia here. Obviously, that's our team. Awesome. Okay, I have one quick Blue Jays question for you. Next week is the All-Star party. There are 3 Blue Jays that are playing in the All-Star game. Can you name me 2 of them? Yes, he got 2 of them. Awesome. All right, Josh Donaldson with that amazing catch the other day. We are going to send Moxies on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. Leading off for your HarbourCats, the catcher, number 28, Jackson Thorson.
Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 for Kitsap. And Jackson Thorson, HarbourCats catcher, will step in to lead things off against Jake Brewer, 6'5" right-hander from Sammamish in Washington. And he throws at Tacoma Community College. First pitch, a ball outside to Thorson. Jackson popped up to the third baseman his first time up. He takes this one down and in for a ball. Jake Priest and then Michael Gretler here in the 4th inning for the Cats, who trail 1-0 against the Blue Jackets, who are trying to even this season series at 4 wins each. That's taken for a ball. 2-1. The pitch on the way from Brewer. That's on the outside edge for a strike. The scoreboard in the 4th brought to you by Sports Traders. Spring into savings with DeMarini bats at Sports Traders on Discovery Street. It's a 2-2 tie in Kelowna with the Gems of Klamath Falls and the Falcons of Kelowna. That's another good pitch on the outside edge. Thorson thought it was outside, but that looked good from here. Full count now. Corvallis leading Medford 2-1 after 3 innings. After 1 inning in Walla Walla, Yakima and the Walla Walla Sweets, no score. And there's no score in the bottom of the 2nd at Bellingham, where the Bells are playing the Cowlitz Black Bears. Bend has a 1-0 lead over Wenatchee in the bottom of the 2nd in north central Washington. This is bounced wide of first, handled by Jake Scudder, who will go to the bag ahead of Thorson for the first out of the 4th inning. The West Coast League scoreboard brought to you by Sports Traders. Spring into savings on Discovery Street. HarbourCats starting play tonight. 8.5 games out of first place in the West behind Bellingham, but just 1 game behind both Cowlitz and Kitsap. As Jake Priest takes a breaking ball for a strike. Priest grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd inning. 1-0 for Kitsap as we play the bottom of the 4th. The pitch from Jake Brewer, down and away for a ball. Both Brewer and Buckley, the 2 respective starting pitchers, have worked quickly here tonight. Each side have given up 3 hits. It's 1-0 for the visitors in blue. That breaking ball is behind Priest. Apparently it hit him. No argument from the Blue Jackets dugout. I thought that was behind him, but apparently it clipped his jersey as the breaking ball from Brewer got away. So 1 on with 1 out for Michael Gretler. Gretler fly to center field his first time up. HarbourCats hitting .227 as a team. That is 11th in the 12-team league. Only Klamath Falls has a lower team batting average. Strike call by Chet Moss. Scott Eckert at first. And out there at second base is Richard Christie. 3-man crew here in Victoria tonight at Sports Traders Diamond. Swinging and a miss by Gretler. Gretler was 2 out of 4 last night as the HarbourCats, despite being 11th in the league in team batting average, jumped on the Blue Jackets last night for 12 hits and scored 10 runs. Two-strike pitch is a pitch out. Staying put at first base is Priest. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 for Kitsap, and Jake Brewer will come set. That's well outside the block, but the ball comes forward, and that's well read at first base by Priest. He will get to second base on the wild pitch. 2-2 the count now on Michael Gretler, who attends Oregon State University. Torrin Goldstein is on deck. We're taking your live tweets tonight at #HarbourCats. Let us know where you are and what you think of the Go Live broadcast tonight from the capital city of British Columbia. The pitch is taken low by Gretler. 3-2 now. The lone run in this game came in the top of the 3rd. After Jack Vesey doubled, he was sacrificed to 3rd and scored on a base hit by Alex Jr., a bunt single. Gretler with a pop-up to right field. Spencer Dunlap is settling underneath. That is out number 2. Torrin Goldstein had a base hit his first time out.
Torrin Goldstein.
In the big leagues today, the Cubs beat the Cardinals 7-4, and they're playing a doubleheader there. The Cubs are leading 4-2 in the 7th inning at Wrigley Field. Royals and Tampa Bay also playing a doubleheader. Royals won the first game 9-5, and they lead Tampa Bay 5-1 in the 2nd inning. In the 6th inning, Cincinnati shut out Washington 5-0. Athletics beat the Yankees in New York in 10, 4-3. It's 2-2 San Diego and Pittsburgh in the 6th. Ground ball fouled on the right field side off the bat of Goldstein. Cleveland shut out Houston 2-0. Red Sox beat Miami 4-3. Arizona with a 3-0 lead over Texas in the top of the 8th. Atlanta leading Milwaukee 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 2-2 tie with the Orioles and the Twins in the top of the 8th. Pitch by Brewer is low. Blue Jays and the White Sox are in the bottom of the 9th. The Jays are clinging to a 2-1 lead. Angels have a 10-2 lead over Colorado in Denver after 7. Big League Scoreboard brought to you by Kevin the Intern. There's a bouncer snared nicely by Brewer. Glove save and a beauty. Goldstein retired, inning over. After 4, it's 1-0 for Kitsap on Shot TV and HarbourCats.com. 1-0. Alex Jr. the batter against Jonathan Buckley. Strike one over the inside edge to the left-hand hitter, who has driven in the game's run with a bunt single in the third. That came with Jack Vesey at third base. Jr. grounded to second base his first time up. This is Slash backing out of play. Jr. 1 for 2 in the game and 1 for 5 in the series. The two teams will wrap up the series tomorrow night. 6:35 for the first pitch. Buckley's off-speed offering is lifted to left. Jake Prees is there, and he gathers it in. The fifth inning is brought to you by Freedom 55. Freedom now, freedom tomorrow. The advice that works for you. Kyle Novak is the hitter, and he has struck out twice. Buckley has 5 strikeouts in his West Coast League debut. Coming out of high school baseball in Chino Hills, California, 6'3", 170. He'll be a freshman at St. Mary's College in the fall. And his battery mate, Jackson Thorson, is already at St. Mary's, and as is Sean O'Toole, who's down in the HarbourCats bullpen. Not throwing at the moment, but available if needed. Novak takes strike one. Novak 5'9", 180. Lifted to right field. Chris Faulkner patrolling that part of the ballpark. Makes the one-handed catch, and there's 2 out. Tonight's trivia question brought to you by the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia. There's a rising tide of dementia in BC, but there is hope if we act now. Learn more at www.alzheimerbc.org. Tonight's question, July 7th, 2007, the All-Star Game at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Then Mariner, now Marlin, Ichiro Suzuki did something that had never happened and has not happened since in a Major League Baseball All-Star Game. What did he do? Eyebrows raised from my silent partner, Kevin the intern. What could Ichiro possibly have done that has never happened before in an All-Star Game? We'll give you the answer in the bottom of the inning. Jake Scudder is struck out and walked. Came into the game batting .319. .2-0 pitch. Hit softly and caught at shortstop by Scott Jarvis, lunging to his left. It's a quick top of the fifth. And it's a quick 4.5 with Kitsap leading the HarbourCats 1-0 on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com. BlueJackets. Turned out to be a pretty pleasant evening. It was a little overcast. Lights are still not on as Jarvis bounces one past Aaron Ping and into left field for a base hit. Fourth hit now for the HarbourCats. 3 for the BlueJackets. Chris Faulkner with tremendous speed, handles the bat well. You would think this would be a bunt situation. We'll see what Greg Merritt and Alec Adome come up with. Faulkner fly deep to left field his first time up. HarbourCats with 12 sacrifice bunts, and Faulkner taps it foul behind home plate. The offense has been all or nothing for Victoria. It's been well documented. Tonight, nothing through 4 innings. They scored 10 last night. They scored just 7 runs in 35 innings on the road trip to Corvallis. But then on Wednesday, threw up 12 against Langley, but on Tuesday, scored just once. A week ago Sunday, here at home against Wenatchee, they scored 11, but were shut out on the Saturday night, 1-0. Faulkner takes high for a ball and scored 8 runs the night before that. So it really has been Jekyll and Hyde offense, which explains why they are 9-16 for the year. A ball and a strike on Faulkner. Faulkner's hitting on the hit and run, and he's got himself a base hit as he sneaks it by Peabody. Jarvis will get to third. Dunlap gets the ball back to the infield, and it's first and third with nobody out for the home side, who trail 1-0.
Number 25, Chase.
So the HarbourCats coaches play a hunch. They get that infield moving, and all of a sudden what should have been a routine double play ball becomes a base hit. Two hits in the inning, 5 in the game, 1-0 for Kitsap. Top of the order now coming up. Chase Lambert has walked and singled. Faulkner's running. Lambert grounds one right to the second base bag. This will be a double play, but a run will score. So the last at bat, the hit and run helped. This time it hurt. As with Faulkner running, it led the shortstop Valenti right to the bag. And so it's an easy double play. Jarvis does score on the play to tie the game 1-1. That is no RBI for Lambert. You do not get credit for a run batted in on a double play. So we're tied in the 5th at 1, and Austin Gabor will bat with the bases empty. The pitch from Jake Brewer is high for a ball. Brewer 1-2 this year for Kitsap. 15 innings of work coming into the game, 14 hits allowed, 11 walks, and 10 strikeouts. And an ERA of 5.4. This is grounded behind first. Scudder will have it hop up into his lap. He'll underhand to Brewer to get the out on Gabor. So a run on 2 hits has tied the game. It's a 1-1 tie after 5 at Sports Traders Diamond on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com. It's a 1-1 tie now with Kitsap and the HarbourCats as we move to the 6th inning, which is brought to you by Alex Burns and Associates. Island Investing made easy at VictoriaRealEstate.com. Brett Bautista leading off, and he takes ball 1 low from Jonathan Buckley. Bautista has flied to left and struck out. Swing and a miss. Batista will be followed by Aaron Ping and Spencer Dunlap here in the 6th. Kitsap with a run in the 3rd. HarbourCats tying the game with a run in the 5th. And that breaking ball is taken low for a ball to Batista, who attends San Jose State University. Hit .291 as a freshman. Goes after a high pitch, pops it foul. Gretler coming over near the dugout on the third base side, but that'll drop out of play. Tonight's trivia question brought to you by the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia. On this day in 2007 at the All-Star Game in San Francisco, Ichiro, then playing for the Seattle Mariners, did something that had never happened before and has not happened since. Kevin, the intern, was not even fazed by this one. That was an easy one. Ichiro hit a inside the park home run as Bautista floats one out into left center field, and that will drop in for a hit. Gabor will have to barehand it. So Bautista has the 4th hit of the game for Kitsap. Ichiro hit a ball into right center field, and there's kind of an alcove there in right center at AT&T Park, and it kicked around away from Ken Griffey Jr. And Ichiro circled the bases. American League won that game 5-4, and it's the first and only inside the park home run in Major League Baseball All-Star Game history. And he hit that off of Chris Young, who was with San Diego at the time. And Mariner fans will know that last year Chris Young pitched for the Mariners. Now 36 years of age, pitching for Kansas City, and there's a base hit to left field from Aaron Ping. He's 2 out of 2 on the night, and the BlueJackets have something going here in the 6th inning. Runners at 1st and 2nd with no man out in a 1-1 tie. So another Alzheimer's Society of BC trivia question tomorrow night, and remember that your support provides confidence, offers compassion, creates friendships, and gives hope. Go to www.alzheimerbc.org for more information. And that message brought to you by Lisco Irrigation and Landscaping. Spencer Dunlap in a bunt situation here. We'll see how Matt Cartwright wants to play it. He has Bautista at 2nd and Ping at 1st. Dunlap has lined into a double play back to the pitcher and has struck out. He squares, takes the pitch low. Jackson Thorson is the catcher. It's Michael Gretler at 3rd base for the HarbourCats, with Scott Jarvis at 2nd base. Chase Lambert is the 2nd baseman. Torrin Goldstein at 1st base. Jake Priest in left. Austin Gabor in center. Chris Faulkner in right field. Dunlap pulls the bat back, and it is ball 2. 1-1 tie in the 6th inning. HarbourCats snapped a losing streak last night with a victory. Kitsap has dropped 5 in a row. So both teams are desperate for a win here in the first week of July. At the end of this series, the HarbourCats will reach the midway point of the season. That's a good bunt by Dunlap. Thorson takes it, and the throw to Lambert at 1st base. Successful sacrifice put down by Dunlap. Runners at 2nd and 3rd now for Kitsap. Jack Vesey will be the batter. He has scored the run for the BlueJackets tonight. He had a double leading off 3rd and came in to score. He's also been hit by a pitch. Infield's moved up, not all the way around, but about halfway. Vesey waves at a breaking ball, strike 1. A couple of right-handers are throwing in the HarbourCats bullpen right now behind Jonathan Buckley, who's making his West Coast League debut. He's into the 6th inning, so you wouldn't expect much more out of him. Hasn't pitched in a while. Bautista is at 3rd. Ping, the runner at 2nd for the BlueJackets. In a 1-1 tie. The pitch by Buckley. Swing and a miss. And VC is down on the count 0-2. Leo Valenti is on deck for Kitsap. Each team with 5 hits and a 1-1 tie. Errorless baseball thus far tonight. The pitch by Jonathan Buckley. Outside. That's the one that always throws the fans off. Thorson was sitting about 4 inches off the plate, and Buckley hit the glove, but he's already sitting outside of the strike zone, so the umpire says ball, and the fans couldn't figure out why that's not called a strike. He hit the glove. That one's bounced out, and Thorson does a nice job to block it. Sean O'Toole and Nick Wojcicki are throwing in the bullpen for the HarbourCats. Runners at second and third for Kitsap in the top of the 6th. One man out with 2 on. And the pitch on the way from Buckley to VC. And it's smothered again by Thorson. Cats winning 10-0 last night. They're 3-1 here at Sports Traders Diamond against Kitsap this year. The Blue Jackets winning 2 out of 3 down in Bremerton. The pitch. Curveball is over the inside corner for a strike. VC is rung up by Chet Moss. 6th strikeout for Buckley. Runners at second and third with 2 men out. Leo Valenti is sacrificed and popped to second. The pitch by Buckley. Breaking ball in and over for a strike. Buckley will be a freshman at St. Mary's College. 6'3", 170. Maybe facing his last hitter right here. Either he gets out of the 6th inning, and if he doesn't, they go to the bullpen regardless. The pitch. In the dirt. Thorson has not been afraid to ask for that breaking ball in the dirt. And he'll be asking for a lot of those next spring when these two team up at St. Mary's. And their 3rd member of the trio from St. Mary's, Sean O'Toole, throwing in the bullpen. Batista at 3rd. Ping at 2nd for Kitsap in a 1-1 tie in the 6th inning. Another breaking ball. Thorson, another block. Valenti, the number 8 hitter in the order. 0 for 4 last night. 0 for 5 in the series. Two on with 2 out. The 2-1 pitch from Buckley. That's a called strike. Valenti came into the game hitting .208. A 1-1 tie in the 6th. Runners at second and third with 2 men out. And Jonathan Buckley with a 2-2 pitch to Leo Valenti. In the air to center field, Austin Gabor has it measured, makes the one-hand catch. Kitsap leave 2 in scoring position. To the bottom of the 6th in a 1-1 tie. On Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com.
Anybody? Garth Brooks is correct. Congratulations. C, you have 1. What is your name? Claire, congratulations, Claire.
A 1-1 tie as we play the bottom of the 6th inning. Kevin Collard takes strike one. Jake Brewer and Jonathan Buckley in a pitcher's duel. Greg Merritt out of the dugout asking Chet Mass about, could I get an appeal down there? And Mass said, no, I already called it a strike. If the home plate umpire says the batter went around, there's no appeal. It's if he's not sure, then the defensive team can ask for an appeal. Offensive team can't ask either way. You see it even in the big leagues where hitters check their swing and then they'll point saying, no, I didn't appeal. And you don't get that option on offense. 2 strikes now on Collard. Collard is 1 out of 2. Bounce to the left of Valente. And again, just can't seem to get the ball to stay in his glove. He takes the good route. Appears to have a good throwing arm, but Valente with another error that the ball just drops out of his glove. Potential go-ahead run aboard for the HarbourCats in the bottom of the 6th. Jackson Thorson will come up. He is popped to 3rd and grounded to 1st. As we play in the 6th inning, which is brought to you by Alex Burns and Associates. Island Investing made easy at victoriarealestate.com. We'll get a look at the West Coast League scoreboard here in the 6th inning and see how things are shaping up. No one throwing in the bullpen for Kitsap. Jake Brewer at 6'5", 200-pounder, making his first road start in the West Coast League. 4 innings on July 1st against Kelowna, where he had a season-high 6 walks. But his previous start on June 24th against the HarbourCats, he went 6 innings and only walked 1 and gave up a run on 4 hits. And Brewer has not walked a batter in this game. I take that back. He has walked 1. Pop foul to play off the bat of Thorson. Good night to pitch. Nice and cool. Overcast evening. Lights have just come on here at Sports Traders Diamond inside of Royal Athletic Park. Just past 8 o'clock. Thorson squares. Takes high for a ball. Thorson has put down 1 sacrifice bunt. He is the club's leading hitter at .313, making his 22nd appearance, and that's the most as the HarbourCats play their 26th game. They'll hit the midway point of their West Coast League season tomorrow night when these 2 teams play, right here in the capital city. 6:35 start. Runner goes from first, and this is hammered down the right field line, but foul. West Coast League scoreboard brought to you by Sports Traders. Spring into savings with new disc golf products at Sports Traders on Discovery Street. Klamath Falls leads Kelowna 5-4 in the 5th. They have a rain delay going on in Medford, as Corvallis has a 5-1 lead in that game, but they are waiting for the rain to go away. Thorson fouls the pitch out of play. Yakima and Walla Walla scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. No score in Bellingham as the Bells bat against Cowlitz in the bottom of the 5th. After 3 innings in Wenatchee, the Bend Elks lead the Apple Sox 2-1. The scoreboard brought to you by Sports Traders. Runner goes from first, ground ball to Peabody at second. He'll throw out Thorson. Collard slides in safely at second. Jake Priest will come up. He's grounded to third and been hit by a pitch. A 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch from Brewer is in for a strike. HarbourCats will wrap up this series against the Blue Jackets tomorrow and then spend the next week on the road. 3 games in Klamath and then 3 more in Medford. Next time you can see the Cats after tomorrow will be on the 16th against Bellingham, as Aaron Ping will throw across in time to retire Priest. 2 men out, runner at second. A 1-1 tie. Michael Gretler will come to the plate. He's flied out twice, once to center and once to right. Bellingham Bells, the defending champions, will be here on Thursday, July 16th, and Friday, July 17th. Those are 6:35 starts. And then Saturday afternoon, July 18th, your one and only chance to see the defending champion Bells, who lead the West Division right now at 19-9. HarbourCats are 8.5 games back of Bellingham. As there's a bouncer in the dirt, the throw by VC will not be in time. Caller is safe. The wild pitch charge to Brewer. Runner at third base with 2 men out. A 1-1 tie in the 6th inning. The pitch from Brewer. Nice job of changing speeds. He had Gretler out in front. Gretler from Bonnet Lake, Washington. Attends Oregon State University, a 39th round draft pick in 2014 by the Red Sox. Fastball is outside.
Just off the plate. Holy cow, 2-1. It almost looked like the umpire there took off to get the single strike and put up his right hand. And he
2 balls, 1 strike with 2 men out. Runner at third for the HarbourCats in a 1-1 tie. The pitch from Brewer. High for a ball. Torrin Goldstein is on deck. On that Thursday, July 16th, when Bellingham is here, HarbourCats baseball cards will be available on Freedom 55 night. Breaking ball is taken by Gretler. That's a walk. First and third for the HarbourCats with 2 out, and Goldstein will come up. He is single and grounded back to the pitcher.
Torrin Goldstein.
6 hits for the HarbourCats, and that's the second walk allowed by Brewer. Bullpen action now for Kitsap. Joe Siegel is throwing down in the left field corner. The pitch from Brewer is taken for a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Line drive right back off of Brewer. Knocks it down, underhands to first. And then will hobble off. That was probably his last batter anyway. But his entire teammates come up from the dugout and make sure he's all right. A 6'5" right-hander. Taking one for the team, literally. As after 6, a 1-1 tie on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com.
Dizzy Mountain Race. Relays ready, put your heads down on the back. On your marks, get set, spin. When it comes to irrigation, no one knows a business like Al Fisher, irrigation, serving great territory with residential land banking contractors. HarbourCats would also like to thank our great sponsors, Newport and Sealy, for all their support. The HarbourCats would also like to welcome all the cadets. Welcome
They said the guys didn't
You were as straight as a bend you were. Like, but you didn't even get dinged.
Last chance to get 50-50, folks. Find the rotary fellas and ladies in there. The yellow shirts. Last chance for 50-50. Leading on the Blue Jackets, the second baseman, number 24.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Good song, man.
Sean Kennedy, the second. And we play the 7th inning of Kitsap and the HarbourCats. The game is tied 1-1. Jordan Peabody is leading things off in a 1-1 tie in the 7th inning. Kennedy, the 5'11" right-hander from San Dimas, California, falls behind in the count, 3-1. Kennedy with an ERA of 6.96. Fires a strike. Peabody has walked and reached on a fielder's choice as Kennedy makes his 9th appearance for the HarbourCats, 4 of them being starts. 21 innings, he's allowed 39 hits. Strikes out Peabody to start the 7th as Kennedy comes from behind in the count.
Kennedy has a restart.
So an outstanding debut for Jonathan Buckley. 6 innings, gives up a run on 5 hits. Struck out 6 as Alex Jr. bats for the 4th time. He's 1 for 3. He drove in the Kitsap run in the top of the 3rd with a bunch single and a runner at 3rd. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a foul back off the glove of Jackson Thorson. Buckley making his first start. Walked 3 and struck out 6 in 6 innings, but cannot win it. Sean Kennedy last appeared on Sunday. He threw in Corvallis, gave up a run on 3 hits in an inning and a 3rd. Junior with a foul out of play. And in non-league play on Tuesday of last week, 1 week ago, Kennedy threw 3 innings against Langley. No runs on 2 hits. And did not walk a batter. 2-2 the count on Alex Jr.
Today, at that front base hit, was an RBI scoring Jack home run.
Native from Tennessee. It's a ground ball wide of first. Goldstein will field it and sprint to the bag ahead of Jr. 2 outs in the 7th inning. Game tied 1-1. Kyle Novak will be the hitter. 7th inning is brought to you by Wilson's Transportation. Locally owned and operated since 1962 with over 90 vehicles to rent. Left-hander Josh Mitchell is now throwing in the HarbourCats bullpen. Novak takes a strike. Kitsap center fielder has struck out twice and flied to right field. Kitsap offense continues to struggle. The breaking ball is low from Kennedy. Coming into this game, Kitsap had scored 18 runs in 10 games, and they have just 1 run on the board here tonight. And they had to drop down a bunt single with a runner at third to do it.
Outside, feeling love. The pitchers today are creating a problem, though, if you want to get down to it. They are racing the strike zone.
2 balls and a strike, Novak.
Yes, they are right outside the entire game. They're just nibbling on the corner.
This is sliced foul down the right field side. No chance for Chris Faulkner. In fact, Josh Mitchell makes the play on 1 hop in the bullpen. It's Michael Gretler at third base. Defensively for the HarbourCats with Scott Jarvis at shortstop. Chase Lambert at second base. Torrin Goldstein at first. Jake Priest in left. Austin Gabor in center. Chris Faulkner in right. Jackson Thorson is the catcher. Sean Kennedy the second is the second HarbourCats pitcher used tonight after Jonathan Buckley went the first 6 innings, giving up 1 run on 5 hits. The pitch outside. A full count on Novak. Swing and a miss. He has the hat trick. They'll take the stretch here at Sports Traders Diamond in a 1-1 tie on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com.
Leading off for your HarbourCats, the shortstop, number 5, Scott Jarvis.
New pitcher for Kitsap as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Right-hander Joe Siegel in a 1-1 tie. 6'1", 205-pound right-hander from Redlands Community College. Scott Jarvis takes up and in for a ball. Jarvis has scored the HarbourCats run after he singled to lead off the 5th inning. Chris Faulkner on deck, and then Chase Lambert. Ground ball through the hole on the left side. Jarvis has a base hit. 7th of the game for the HarbourCats. Jarvis is 2 out of 3.
Chris Faulkner.
Now a 5-game hitting streak for Jarvis as Chris Faulkner squares and takes a strike. Aaron Ping at third base, up on the grass. A 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 7th. Siegel with the pitch. Faulkner with the bunt. Siegel will throw to second, and out is Jarvis. No hesitation from Siegel. Now runner at first again, but with one out, and Chase Lambert will bat. As Faulkner's bunt was right back to the pitcher, and Siegel handled it. Joe Siegel actually hit in last night's 10-0 game and got on base. He drew a walk. His only at bat thus far this season. Making his 4th appearance on the mound for the Blue Jackets. The pitch to Lambert is taken high, ball 1. Siegel with an ERA of 1.42. 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits allowed. He's walked 4 and struck out 5. The Washington native with the pitch to Lambert, runner going, and it's fouled back and out of play. Faulkner has stolen 3 bases. He has also been thrown out 3 times. A 1-1 tie in the 7th inning. Blue Jackets and the HarbourCats in the middle game of a 3-game series. The pitch by Siegel, and that's looped into right field for a base hit. Faulkner will try for third, and he will get there easily. A base hit for Lambert, his 2nd of the night. HarbourCats on the corners with 1 man out.
Number 10, Austin Gabor.
Austin Gabor is 0 for 3. Gabor trying to break up a 1-1 tie here. Is 2 for his last 13. Facing right-hander Joe Siegel. And it looks like Nick Calhoun is going to make a walk. One thing about the West Coast League, they do have a lot of meetings. Every time the defense meets, so does the offense. But again, it's because of the fact that a lot of these players, of course, are coming from different institutions. They don't play together. Every week, there's new players coming into these lineups. So there's different systems and different expectations when you get down to these situations, whether it's runners at first and third, runners at first and second, offensively and defensively. Every team has different signals. Every coach has a different way of doing things. Some teams work off verbal signs. Others are strictly, touch of the body signs. Some teams just kind of freelance it. If you want to go steal the base. Other coaches have more control. It's a lot of different systems thrown together here for a couple of months every summer. So that's why they have lots of meetings when they get a chance here. So everybody's met. Runners at first and third for the HarbourCats in the 7th inning of a 1-1 tie. Joe Siegel working against Austin Gabor. And that pitch is too tall. Gabor attends Fresno State. Good speed at third in Faulkner. And at first with Lambert. Gabor takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 on and 1 out. Kitsap scored in the 3rd. HarbourCats scored in the 5th. And we play in the 7th inning, which is brought to you by Wilson Transportation, locally owned and operated since 1962 with over 90 vehicles to rent. Runners at 1st and 3rd. The pitch from Siegel is lined into center field for a base hit. Faulkner will score. The HarbourCats lead 2-1. Austin Gabor drives home Chris Faulkner. 2-1 now for the HarbourCats. 4th RBI for Gabor. Kevin Collard the batter. He's 1 out of 3. Collard will be a freshman at the University of San Diego.
Let's go.
Siegel with the pitch with runners at 1st and 2nd now. And it's strike 1.
Holden, hurry up.
So neither Jonathan Buckley or Jake Brewer will factor into the decision as far as wins and losses go, but both starting pitchers were outstanding tonight as the HarbourCats have a double steal on. VC's throw is low, knocked down by Ping. Lambert steals 3rd, Gabor steals 2nd. That will force the BlueJackets to bring their infield in with 1 out in a 2-1 ball game. Collard leads the HarbourCats in RBI, but he's going to miss an RBI chance here, it appears. This should not be deep enough as Alex Jr. will make the catch. And the throw will be grabbed by Siegel. Nice little bluff at 3rd base by Lambert, forced Jr. to throw it, but Collard misses a glorious opportunity there for an RBI. And a chance for the HarbourCats to extend their lead, but Jackson Thorson can pick up the slack right here. He bats with runners at 2nd and 3rd. 2 men out. Holden Capps, a lefty, is throwing in the bullpen. And a submarining right-hander. Tyler Gartner also throwing for Kitsap in that left field bullpen. Thorson with a swing and a foul at the plate. Two runs, 9 hits, no errors for the HarbourCats. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Kitsap tonight. Send your live tweets to #HarbourCats. Thorson swings and misses. HarbourCats catcher tonight has popped up and grounded out twice. Oh, 2-1 ball game now. HarbourCats leading in the 8th inning. Joe Siegel with the pitch. High and away for a ball. Aaron Ping, the 3rd baseman. Leo Valenti is the shortstop. Jordan Peabody at 2nd base with Jake Scudder at 1st base. Alex Jr. in left. Kyle Novak in center. Spencer Dunlap in right. Jack Vesey is the Blue Jackets catcher tonight. The pitch from Joe Siegel. And that's smothered at the plate by Vesey. 2-2. With 2 on and 2 out. HarbourCats trying to make it 2 in a row against Kitsap, with Game 3 tomorrow night at 6:35. Joe Siegel with the pitch to Jackson Thorson, and time called. That's what Siegel let Chet Maas know about the late call on the time, and I wish pitchers would do more of that. I see too many pitchers now that stop when the umpire says time. That's the worst thing you can do, is stop your motion. So good on Joe Siegel. Throw it out of the stadium the next time. All of the momentum going forward. You stop yourself, you could hurt your arm. Now the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs to Thorson. And that's strike 3. So Siegel punches out Thorson to end the inning, but the HarbourCats get a run on 3 hits to take the lead as we move to the 8th. It is 3-1 for Victoria. On Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com. Mitchell's making his 11th appearance. In 14 innings, he's allowed 15 hits. He's struck out 14. Walked 5. ERA is 5.14. Has all 3 of the HarbourCats saves. And if they let him go the 6 outs required here, he'll grab another one if he can hold Kitsap without scoring. First man he'll face is left-hander Jake Scudder. And the first pitch, ball 1. Scudder has struck out, walked, and lined to short. HarbourCats lead 2-1 in the 8th. There's a strike at the knees. Chet Mass is the home plate umpire. Richard Christie and Scott Eckert are on the bases. The pitch outside for a ball. Brett Bautista is on deck. He is also a left-handed hitter. And then Aaron Ping. And his right-hander Sean O'Toole, who is throwing in the bullpen. So Mitchell may be on just to face the 2 lefties. This is popped up behind third. Gretler Into foul territory, makes the catch. One man out in the 8th. Bautista has struck out, flied to left, and singled. 1 for 3. Kitsap came in batting .249 as a team with just 3 home runs in 25 games. 7 hits last night, just 5 hits so far tonight. HarbourCats lead 2-1 in the 8th inning. Mitchell with the pitch. Outside from the Pitt Panther, who's from Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. The HarbourCat that traveled the furthest to be here in Victoria this summer. This is fouled straight back by Bautista. Final game of the season series is tomorrow night. HarbourCats came into this game leading the series 4-3. There's a ground ball that Mitchell snares. And the easy throw to Goldstein at first. It's the second out of the 8th inning. Aaron Ping is announced. He's been on base all 3 times tonight. Ping with 2 singles and a walk. And there's no movement out of the first base dugout. So Mitchell with 2 outs in the 8th. Toes the slab and gets ready to fire a pitch to Ping with a score 2-1 for the HarbourCats. Strike at the knees. Jake Brewer of Kitsap, 6 innings tonight as a starter. 1 run, 6 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Jonathan Buckley, 6 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts in his West Coast League debut. Mitchell now ahead in the count, 0-2 on Aaron Ping, who plays at the University of San Francisco, from San Diego originally in California. There's ball 1. Ping at 6'1", 185. Two for 4 in the series. The 1-2 pitch from Mitchell, and Ping swings and misses. Thorson has to find the baseball. The throw is on target and in time. Mitchell retires from 3 men he faces in the 8th. Jake Priest will lead off the bottom of the 8th. The HarbourCats leading 2-1 on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com. HarbourCats 2, Blue Jackets 1. Right-hander's pitch, low and away, ball 1. Priest is 0 for 2 on the night. Twice he's grounded out to Aaron Ping at third base, and he's been hit by a pitch. Ball 2. Jake Priest will be a freshman at UCLA. He'll be followed in this inning by Michael Gretler and Torin Goldstein. HarbourCats leading Kitsap 2-1. Trying to make it 2 in a row over the Blue Jackets. The pitch is very high. Not sure who that hit. I guess Merritt wondering if that hit Priest. Priest says no, it hit me. Smiles on both sides. HarbourCats in their Canada Day Reds tonight. Wore them on June 30th against Langley and got beat 2-1, and then wore them during Canada Day on Wednesday and won the game 12-11. The pitch from Siegel. Strike. 3-1. 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the HarbourCats. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Blue Jackets. Well played game here tonight. The pitch to Priest is grounded foul outside of third. The scoreboard brought to you by Sports Traders here in the 8th inning. Spring into savings at Sports Traders on Discovery Street. It's 5-5. Klamath Falls and Kelowna after 7 innings of play in the Okanagan. Corvallis and Medford got rained out. Foul to play on to Caledonia Avenue. No, this is going to be in the bullpen. Still a foul ball. So Corvallis and Medford will have a game to make up. After 6 innings, Yakima leads Walla Walla 1-0. Scoreless after 7 innings in Bellingham, the Bells and the Cowlitz Black Bears. And it's 4-4 in the 5th inning. Bend and Wenatchee. Priest will send one to left. Alex Jr. dives and makes the catch. Second night in a row that Alex Jr. has made a terrific catch. Last night he ended up sliding into the bullpen. And that time he laid out right on the foul line to take a hit away from Jake Priest.
Michael Gretler.
1 man out in the 8th. That's a big play in a 2-1 ball game. Michael Gretler is 0 for 2 tonight. He has flied out twice and walked. There's a strike. East Division Kelowna started play tonight with a 1.5 lead on Yakima. 5.5 on Walla Walla and 6 on Wenatchee. In the South, Bend with a big lead on Medford, 9.5 games. And in the West, Bellingham with a 7.5 game lead on Kitsap and Cowlitz, with the HarbourCats 8.5 back. So a lot of teams other than Yakima in the East are all of a sudden scrambling, try to get into wild card positions as we reach the midway point of the season. After tomorrow night's game, HarbourCats are halfway through their West Coast League schedule. The pitch by Siegel, and a bounce to the short. Valenti handles that one easily. 2 outs in the 8th. 2-1 for the HarbourCats. Torin Goldstein is 1 out of 3. In the 9th inning, Kitsap will have Spencer Dunlap, Jack Vesey, and Leo Valenti scheduled to hit. And it looks like we'll have a pitching change here. It's the handshake first, and then Cartwright takes the ball. So we'll tell you about the next pitcher when we come back on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com.
Roommate. This is a good one. This is all right. What? Starts, you go. When his starts, you go. AJ, atta boy. I'm warming him up. I'll go get him. Go hold it. Catch him, baby.
2-1 for the HarbourCats to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the new pitcher is a lefty from Oklahoma, Holden Caps, 6'2", 170, and he pitches at Redlands Community College, just as the previous pitcher did, Joe Siegel. So they are teammates there, and they're teammates here at Kitsap. And the first pitch to Torin Goldstein is a breaking ball inside. Goldstein bats with 2 men out, bases empty in the 8th. There's a foul out of play. Caps making just his second appearance for the Blue Jackets. His only other appearance, he went 3 innings, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 3. Breaking ball is inside, and that one caught Chet Mass. So that's 2 batters in a row that Mass has had the ball get past the catcher and hit him directly. Yeah, the first one was a little funny. This one's not. That one got right on the wrist. So again, the catchers are not used to handling these pitchers on a regular basis. It's only the second time that Jack Vesey has caught Caps, and maybe he didn't even catch him in that one appearance. So obviously he was fooled. He called for 1 pitch, got another, and so the catcher didn't get the glove to it, and the poor umpire is just there expecting the catcher, of course, to do his job. It does happen once in a while when a catcher gets crossed up. And so it's Chet Mass who's down on 1 knee, taking that one right on the wrist. 2-1, HarbourCats leading in the bottom of the 8th inning. Foul tips happen. You don't expect a pitch to come in mid to upper 80s and get all the way through. HarbourCats coming from behind in this one as Kitsap scored in the 3rd. Single run as Alex Jr. bunted for a base hit with a runner at 3rd. And the HarbourCats tied the game in the 5th inning. And Scott Jarvis came home to score on a double play ball. And then it was Chris Faulkner who scored when Alex Caboy grounded into a fielder's choice. So they haven't exactly been hammering the ball off the fence here tonight. As the veteran Victoria umpire feels ready to continue. The count is 2 balls, 1 strike. There are 2 men out on Torin Goldstein, and there's a 2-1 ball game in front of us as Holden Caps delivers, and the pitch is chopped foul. That'll hop right into the HarbourCats dugout on the first base side. Two and two with 2 men out. HarbourCats lead 2-1. Goldstein waves at that pitch, and Caps gets the strikeout. We move to the 9th inning. HarbourCats leading 2-1 on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com. To the top of the 9th inning at Sports Traders Diamond inside Royal Athletic Park. HarbourCats leading 2-1. Alex Degody is now at second base for the Cats in place of Chase Lambert. Josh Mitchell back to the mound after Jonathan Buckley made his West Coast League debut and gave up 1 run on 5 hits in 6 innings, and then Sean Kennedy the second through a scoreless 7th. And Mitchell a scoreless 8th. It's Spencer Dunlap to lead off against Mitchell. Dunlap is 0 for 2 in the game. Strike 1 from Mitchell. And Dunlap tied up by that breaking ball goes around. Austin Gabor is now going to left field for the HarbourCats, and Kevin Avaskita is in center field as Dunlap swings and misses for strike 3. Second strikeout for Mitchell. Since entering the ballgame, he's retired all 4 men he's faced. Jack Vesey has scored the only run of the game for the Blue Jackets. After hitting a double to lead off the 3rd, he came in to score. Since he's been hit by a pitch and has struck out. HarbourCats 2, Blue Jackets 1. The pitch is at the knees for a strike. Blue Jackets coming in and having scored just 18 runs in their last 10 games. They were shut out last night. Could be 18 or make that 19 and 11. if the Cats can seal the deal here in the ninth. Ground ball foul. And the count now 0-2 on VC. The shortstop Leo Valenti is on deck. The pitch by Mitchell. Another number foul over the Blue Jackets third base dugout. Same two teams tomorrow night. Hope you can join us here on the Go Live broadcasts on HarbourCats.com. Then the Cats go to Klamath Falls and Medford before returning home on July 16th to play against the Bellingham Bells for 3. A Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday afternoon trio here at Sports Traders Diamond. And BC takes a ball inside. And Valenti will not hit next. It'll be Dane Sommer, who was the catcher last night. Josh Mitchell with a 1-2 pitch to Jack VC, and it's swung on and missed. 3 straight strikeouts from Mitchell. So Dane Sommer will come to bat here with 2 men out. Sommer was 2 out of 4 last night. Still just hitting 176 for the season for Kitsap. 2-1 HarbourCats leading. A blowout last night, a nail biter tonight, with the Cats trying to get to 10-16 on the year. The pitch, low for a ball. How about those last-minute West Coast League updates? This game's been quick for a HarbourCat game, so we probably won't have finals from the others, but we'll get it closer. The pitch, there's a strike from Mitchell. Josh threw 2/3 of an inning on Saturday night, gave up just 1 hit, and a shutout inning on Friday night in Corvallis. Smelling the save. 1-1 with 2 outs. The pitch to Sommer is outside. Jordan Peabody would be next if Sommer can keep this thing going here in the ninth. Two balls and a strike with 2 men out. The pitch. Wheel inside for a ball. Sports Trader scoreboard has Klamath Falls and Kelowna tied 5-5 in the ninth. Corvallis and Medford were rained out. It's 1-0 now for Yakima over Walla Walla in the 8th. Cowlitz and Bellingham, bottom of the 9th inning, no score. And Bend leads Wenatchee 5-4 after 5. The pitch from Mitchell. Popped up. Chris Faulkner moving over. Makes the catch, ball game over. Josh Mitchell with the save. HarbourCats make it 2 in a row over the BlueJackets. 2-1 your final score tonight, as the Cats get 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 7th after Kitsap scored in the 3rd. 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the HarbourCats. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the BlueJackets. Excellent starting pitching from both sides, as Jonathan Buckley was great and Jake Brewer for Kitsap through 6. Sean Kennedy with a scoreless 7th, and Josh Mitchell comes in and throws 2 scoreless innings, retiring all 6 men he faces to pick up the save, striking out 3 of the 6 men that he faces. Outstanding work from the pitching staff tonight, as Kitsap continues to struggle, as they've now scored 19 runs in their last 11 games. HarbourCats break out the brooms and go for the sweep tomorrow. They are now 10-16, as are Kitsap. So all of a sudden the Cats go from 4th and jump into a tie for 2nd in the West Division of the West Coast League. My thanks to my silent partner, Kevin the intern, and the entire crew at Go Live Broadcast, headed up by Chris J. Cox. I'm Jay Longpre, and I promised Marlon Martins for tonight I will deliver tomorrow night. Marlon will be here tomorrow night to guide you through the final game of this series. And I'll be back on Thursday, July 16th, when the Cats host the Bellingham Bells. So take care in between time. And in the meantime, final score tonight, HarbourCats 2 and Kitsap 1 on Shaw TV and HarbourCats.com.
Yeah.
Good team.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.